Welcome to the Basketball Wales podcast, where we find out a little bit more about what goes on in the Basketball Wales community. Croeso I pod Pelfasged. I'm John Bunyan, and today we're joined by Maisie Harrhy, currently studying and playing at Putnam Prep School in Connecticut, USA. Hi everyone, welcome to the Basketball Wales podcast. Today we're here with Maisie Harrhy, who's currently studying at Putnam School in Connecticut, USA. Hi Maisie, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good, thank you. Great to have you on the Basketball Wales podcast. Just mentioned there that you're studying and playing at Putnam uh, School in Connecticut in USA. Before we get into that, Maisie, we want to talk to you about that and how it's going. Really interested to know how that's panning out for you. But before we do, we just want to know a little bit more about Maisie Harrhy. So tell us, Maisie, a little bit more about yourself, where you started playing basketball, how you got into it, etc.
Yeah, so ever since I was younger, I've really been interested in all different sorts of sports and things. So I started off playing netball actually, and so I was doing that with my friends. And then one day, my brother went to a basketball session in Barry Huskies, and I went along and I watched and I saw it and I thought, no, I need to try this. It looks really fun. So then I went and did a few sessions at Barry Huskies just to, get a feel for what basketball is like and see if I enjoyed it. And, I loved it straight away. So then I found out there's another local club, which was the Vale Vipers. So I decided to go there and start playing there. And I was lucky because the coach, Andy Leffley, he's also the PE teacher in the school I went to. So, he was really driving like people to start playing basketball and things like that. And so I really enjoyed it. And so there at Vale, I was playing in the mixed team for like under 14s, under 16s. So that was really good. And then from there, I found out about the girls' team in Cardiff Met. So I decided to go there with my friend. And then I've been there, ever since. So I started playing when I was around 10 years old. So I've been playing for like 7, 8 years now. So it's been a while, but it's been really good. I've loved it.
So as soon as you started playing, you just fell in love with the game. Did
Yeah,
you continue to play netball as well?
yeah, I did for a few years. I'm not sure how many years, but yeah, I played both, and then in the end, I decided I need to make a decision and choose one and focus on it. And so basketball is what I chose.
Okay. So I know a lot of your friends have sort of gone down the netball route.
Yeah,
What was it? What was it about basketball that sort of hooked you?
I think it's just that I think like how inclusive it is. Like every player gets involved all the time, and everyone has an equal amount to do on the court. And then it's just such a good atmosphere, and the way that you support each other from the bench. The crowds. It's just really good. I love it.
Yeah. What about the netball, Amaze? Do you think that the netball skills, the ball handling, the footwork, did you think that sort of set you in good stead for the basketball as well?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I think especially for the passing and the vision type and knowing how to move and just generally having the ball in your hands it really definitely helps with my transition to basketball. So
Brilliant. Okay. So you mentioned earlier that you started playing mixed basketball, so obviously playing with boys. How did you find that?
obviously it's tough playing with boys because they're stronger, taller usually, but no, it's really good because there's like I think girls basketball and boys basketball, they're completely different styles, the way that teams play, and so it's interesting to play both and got different sort of skills and abilities from each one, and then it's helped me to become the player I am now. So yeah, I'm definitely tougher and better for it.
Yeah, because I think you played, mixed up until under 16s, I think, didn't you? So,
Yeah, yeah,
that even at that age, the boys are starting to get, sort of bigger, stronger, hairier.
yeah,
It's definitely got to sort of improve you as a player, isn't it, in terms of your
yeah,
strengths
definitely.
and your awareness. So, yeah, so thanks to all the boys who played with Maisie and against you for
Yeah.
making you the player you are. Okay, cool. So then you mentioned also that you went then to Cardiff Met, where there was a girls only team. Um,
Mhm.
so in
Yeah,
comparison, then how was that for you? Sort of just playing with girls.
it was great. I like because obviously I hadn't done it before. It was like really interesting to finally get to do that and then meet so many different girls from different places and there's quite a few other girls that had played netball before as well, and then I knew a couple of people there, and so it was just really nice. And the team that we built was, it was really good, and it was just great playing with all girls and being able to show like how high level we are in Wales, even when we went against England's teams, and it's
Yeah.
really good.
So yeah, you just mentioned there about playing against English teams because you played in the English National League, and you did
Yeah.
quite well. Tell us about the league. Tell us about the standard, how you guys sort of fared against the English teams, etc.
Yeah, so our first year under 16s, we went in the local south region, and
Yeah.
we did really really well, and we managed to win the whole tournament, and I think we went undefeated. I think so.
If I'm right, I think you were fairly young under 16 team at that time
Yeah,
as
we
well.
were.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then
Okay.
the next year we decided to go into the Premier Division and face harder teams, and then that was challenging, but it was like really good. We really needed to, try and up our game and level up. So it was good to then play some tough teams and have a challenge.
Yeah. Okay. Not that I want you to pick anybody out in particular, but just give a shout out to a few of your friends, perhaps that you played with at that time. Some of the players that
Yeah.
I know some of the players as well have gone on to do really well at netball. Some of the girls that you played with in that team, just sort of give them a shout out and talk to us about some of the players that you were involved with there.
Yeah. So the more basketball ones would have been like Fumi, Freya, and then we had the netball ones, which is like Georgia, Neve, Ellen, and it was a great team, and also Esme as well. Yeah, so it was like a really good team that we built, and it was weird because a few of us didn't know each other before from netball, so it was kind of weird that we played against each other in netball, and then we were all on the same team in basketball. But it was really good, and we had a really strong team. It was great.
Yeah, brilliant. And it's interesting that, some of you have gone down the basketball route and some of you have gone down the netball route,
Yeah,
which is great. And it's great to see those girls doing well at netball as well. So, yeah, shout out
definitely.
to those
Yeah.
guys who are listening, hopefully. Yeah, just moving on then. Obviously, you played National League under 16s for 2 years, did really well. Um, Obviously, you sort of made friends, which is really important. Talk to us a little bit about the coaches then. Who your coaches and how much of an influence did they have on your playing career?
So I started off at Vale with Andy Leffley, and obviously I said earlier like that was great because he was also a PE teacher in my school. So and I also had him for my film teacher as well for a few years. So that was really good. I had really strong bond with him, and he was always pushing me to get better, and letting me go places and play different teams. So that was great. He almost like started me off, and then Archers, I had Kojo and Azeb that first, were coaching me and helping me learn the game more. And then I had them for the National League as my coaches, and that was really good. I loved having those two as my coaches. That was great. And
Yeah,
then obviously when I played in the senior women teams, now I've had, Sarah and Steph coaching me, and that's amazing to have those, people call them legends. So it's great to be able to have them to coach me and help guide me
yeah,
on the journey. So
brilliant. Yeah, some positive influences on you there, isn't it? Some good people
yeah,
around you to help you. Yeah, we'll come on to the senior stuff in a moment. What I wanted to talk a little bit about the sort of progression from there, and before we come on to the senior stuff with Archers, is your national team representation. So
yeah.
tell us a little bit more about that and sort of when did you first start representing Wales? How old were you, and what were your experiences there?
Yeah, so I think I started off playing for Wales when I was about 12, 13, and I was obviously like really young in like I think the youngest they had was like under 14, under 16 age groups. So, I started off really young in the teams, and it was mainly just like training, I remember going out to Ronda and training all the time. That's where they used to do it. And so like I did one tournament in the House of Sport. That was the first, games I played. and I remember it was in the the old green Wales kit from years
Which
and
is
years ago. Yeah, so we played against Scotland, and I was like, I think maybe 13, and they were like under 16, so it was quite crazy. I was playing at that level and so young, but no, it was really good. And then from there, I went up the age groups, and then did a few Surrey tournaments. They were always really good. And then I got picked to do a FIBA camp in Slovenia. So it was me and Liv Thompson. So we got to go and do that camp. That was amazing. It's like a week where you just, people from every country in FIBA, there's 2 players from each country. And then, you'd play tournaments and games and 3v3. So that was really good. And then from there, I had 3 years of FIBA under 16, so I was lucky enough to go, a couple of years earlier than my actual age group. So the first year I went, it was in Gibraltar, so it's, really nice place to go. And I think we got to the quarterfinals or semi-finals, and then we lost to Georgia, so we were disappointed there. But and then so that was my first year, and that was with Coach Joe Cahill. So that was a good year. He's an English coach. It was good to have some, different coaches coming along and helping me. And then my second year in FIBA was with, you were there, weren't you?
Yeah, yeah, I was team manager
Yeah.
with Azeb and David. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So that was another time. And so the 3 years I got to go, I was very gutted that we never came away with a medal either time, because I think we definitely,
yeah,
had the players and had the ability to. But it was still, an amazing experience and really enjoyable with all the people that you're with and the
yeah.
teams you play against, and you get to know people. And so yeah, it's really amazing. I really loved it.
Yeah, sounds like you've enjoyed your time playing for Wales, and I think it's one of the things I wanted to ask you about. You had the honour of sort of captain your country as well. How did that make you
Yeah.
feel, and how proud are you, and how proud are your family of that sort of moment as well?
Oh yeah, it's amazing because so I was captain for 2 years in a row, and the first year, I was like voted by my teammates. So it's great to be captain, but to learn that it was the people around me that wanted me to do it, it makes it even more special. And then I was able to take that experience and then into the next year be captain again for a second year. So it's amazing to play for your country and then to
Yeah.
be the captain. It was just it was amazing.
But and I'm prepared you for this question, but I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit now. But
Yeah.
to give you a little bit of a moment to think about it, of all those experiences that you've had playing for Wales, traveling, I know you've been to different countries. Great experience for going to Slovenia at the camp. You've been to Moldova and Gibraltar. Are there any moments that stick out for you? Any games that stick out for you as special moments for you?
I think I'd have to say the one I remember was a great moment is when we played in the second year I went, and we went to Moldova, and we played against Moldova, and it was like we went down in the first half of the game, then we got it back, and it was really close towards the end, and then we were winning by 2 points, and it was like I think 20 seconds left, and we had the ball, and so we were passing around, and they were like, we shouldn't really shoot, we shouldn't, we should just keep the ball, let the clock run down so that they don't get a chance. And then I remember I shot a three because I was wide open, and I was confident, that I could make that. And then I made the shot. So then we went up by 5, and then they had, like 8 seconds to try and, come down the court and score. And it was just amazing because I remember just everyone ran on the court, all the parents shouting, screaming, and everyone just ran on the court. And it was amazing because we beat Moldova in Moldova. And, I think it was our first win of the tournament that time as well. So it was, it was a really good win, and to be able to score right at the end to make sure we secured the win, it was really good. It was amazing. Yeah.
Something yeah, it's a good one. I like that story. It's something
Yeah.
you'll never forget, surely, and
Definitely. Yeah.
certainly stick in your mind. Oh, great. Well, congratulations for representing your country. Congratulations for being
Yeah.
your captain, and hopefully there'll be plenty of other occasions and opportunities for you to do that in the future as well. So
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
watching closely.
Hmm.
I wanted to move on then, Maisie, as I mentioned earlier, about sort of your journey then in from sort of junior basketball into senior basketball, and obviously, you know, with your club, Cardiff Met Archers.
Yeah.
So tell us about the transition from junior into seniors then. And I know you've played a little bit of WNBL Div 2 and then Div 1 and then into WBBL, you know, which is the top level for women in the UK. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about, you know, how that's been for you, what your experiences are, and how that's sort of set you up, I guess, for the next step of your journey, which is going to the States. So yeah, tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I think I had a really nice journey and transition going through the different, levels of league and gradually going up. I think that helped that it was, like a step at a time. And definitely, even though it is, very different and kind of a big jump to go to play senior women's level than junior, I think definitely the people I had around me, the coaches, the players definitely, welcomed me in and helped me do that transition really easily. So first we had I played 2 years of Division Two. So the first year um, was really tough, and we didn't win many games. We didn't do very well. I think we did eventually finish bottom of the league, but we seen it as a learning point. It was our first year playing Division Two women as a club. They put a team in, so it was a good start to get a taste for it and see how it was, and then the second year we played Division Two, we went unbeaten and we won the league. So then we eventually, from that, um, we got promoted to then become a Division One team. So obviously that's a big thing that we were able to achieve as a team. So that was amazing to be a part of that and to get moved up. And then so I played a year of Division One basketball with alongside WBBL because Steph and Sarah were kind enough to let us play both, and Izzy and Karis also are able to do that as well. So it's great to be able to play both to see the different level and get better and improve as a player. So Division One was it was a really good level. So I think um, it's like the perfect level for us to play where we can get a lot of minutes, we can play a lot, but we can also play at a high level where we're challenged. So it's a lot different to when you're younger playing and
Yeah,
playing against the women, and then obviously playing and training with the WBBL team is just so good. Seeing the players that are playing at the highest level in the UK and being able to train with them, and then them making you better, and even just watching the games and understanding the tactics and the way the teams win, and all the different um, variety of players that are in the league and the players that you play against and you play with. It really brings you on as a player, and I think it was just amazing. And also having Steph coaching that is
yeah,
to even be able to do that is an honor to have her as my coach. So yeah, it was just really good, and being able to take those minutes when you can and just making the most of it and playing at that level. I think the best thing for me was definitely like the training, being able to train with those players, and
yeah,
every training session is so much more intense, so much tougher, and the tactics are more in detail, and
yeah.
understanding the way that they place. It's a lot more advanced. So I think it's really good to I've been able to be a part of that, and it's definitely helped me get to
Yeah.
where I am today. So yeah.
How do you find, you mentioned sort of playing WNBL Division One, which is a great level for you
Yeah.
guys and the others
Definitely.
to be playing at, and you're highly competitive at that level.
Mhm.
How does the training with WBBL and the exposure of actually playing WBBL help and support you playing WNBL and Division One? Is it a benefit? Obviously because you're pushed and you're challenged, as you mentioned, at WBBL level. Does that then translate and sort of help you with the Div 1 stuff?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I know a few times we always had Sarah, helping us and saying, you got to bring the energy that you have in WBBL sessions and the intensity and the level, you bring that down to Division 1 and the training, and it'll make everyone else better as a team and it'll benefit everyone. So we were
Yeah.
really focusing on doing that and trying to keep the same level and keep the intensity and the way we were playing, and bringing it down to the Division 1 team, and then you know making sure everyone's on the same page and really playing at a better level and more intensity. And it was definitely helped with that. So that was really good.
Brilliant. Okay, I want to get into the USA stuff now. Then I'll take you back to the beginning of this interview when you said you started playing at 10 years of age.
Hmm.
How soon into your sort of basketball journey did you realize that perhaps you wanted to go to the States and you wanted to, play and be educated in America? Was that an early part of your dream? Is that something you've always wanted to do?
I think it came quite late, that that idea, because I went I was lucky enough to go on holiday with my family to America a few times. And I think it was when I realized, how good it is over there and how big the sport is. And we were able to go and watch a few college games there, and just seeing the atmosphere and the way that they play and, the level. I think I just realized, that's something I definitely wanna
Okay,
do. So, I think it came quite late, the idea that I wanted to do it, but it came at a good time, and, I was still able to get where I am now. So
brilliant. I think that there's more female players looking to do what you're doing now across the UK and in Wales. So I think it's great for you to be able to tell your story. So tell us a little bit about you're at Putnam School in Connecticut.
mhm.
Tell
Yeah.
us how, first of all, before you tell us about the school, tell us about how you actually got there. What is it? What's involved in getting to America to a school?
So, obviously promoting yourself as a player and, putting highlights out there is like one of the most important things. And so I have a basketball account on Instagram, sharing my highlights and videos and photos. And so the coach had seen that, and he private messaged me and said, I've seen your highlights, I really like you as a player. Would you be interested in, maybe doing a postgraduate, which is like doing an extra year of high school, so that I can have more chance to try and get offers to go to university in America. So, he said that to me. We had a Zoom call and it was really good, really positive. So then, um, we organized it, and then I decided that I wanted to do it and go. So
Okay, quite a big step.
yeah,
Uh, Exciting, but
yeah.
and nervous and all those kind of things. Did you have all those emotions?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was strange, to think that I was just going to leave and then not come back for ages and just be living in a different country completely. Is yeah, but it's I love it. I'm really enjoying it at the moment. So
Good. So just for everyone listening, so you've been over there since about September time, and it's now
yeah,
Christmas in your home. So you've been there for a few months. Um, Tell us a little bit about the school then, Putnam School in Connecticut. It's a good school. It's well known. Tell us about the
yeah,
school and how you're getting on with your studies and the basketball stuff.
yeah. So it's really good. It's because it's a prep school. So it's nice because there's so many people from different places there. So I don't feel like left out being there. So there's obviously a lot of American people there. Um, and then there's also like people from France, Spain, Germany. So it's really, culturally, there's a big variety. So it's interesting to meet so many different people from different places,
Yeah.
and to experience that. And then also, so the studying, it's going really well for me. I think, it's compared to the A levels I was doing last year. You know, it's like a weight lifted off my back. It's definitely, a little bit easier for me to do this, especially once I've done some of the subjects before. So the studying's going really well, and I'm
Okay.
enjoying that. And then obviously the basketball, which is the main part. It's really good. We have training every day, and it's always high level sessions. And then so sometimes we have multiple games a week, like maybe even days in a row. So
Okay.
we've had like a week where we've had one Tuesday, and then Thursday and Friday, and then Saturday. So, you know, there's like plenty of games and places to go. So we've driven like 7 hours to New Jersey and Maryland. So it's been able to travel different places and play games and play tough opponents has been really good. And then recently, before Christmas, we just did a tournament in Washington DC. So that was really cool, staying overnight. And it's like this massive arena with 4 courts beside each other, and then the sideline is just filled with college coaches. So, you know, it's like a really high level and a really big event. So it's really cool to be a part of that. Definitely.
Sounds fantastic. Tell us about how does it compare with playing in Wales and England then, in terms of, you know, some of the stuff we've already talked about. Is it different? Is it the same? Is it a different level? Tell us a little bit about how it compares.
Yes, I would say it's definitely a faster game, a bit more intensity. I think players are more physical too, but I think as well maybe the teams have more depth in general. You know, like players on the bench, players on the court, they're all, you know, pretty high level players playing, knowing what they're doing, you know, all on the same page. Yeah.
Okay, sounds great. So you're home for Christmas. You're going to go back sometime soon. What's in store for this sort of second half of the season for you then? What's the plan?
So we go back in the first week. We have games, I think Thursday, Friday, Saturday in a row. So, you know, that'll be tough to go back, train a few days, and then do that. But you know, it's all good playing games. And then what I'm really looking forward to is so we have a lot of away games, not many home games. So it's really nice to keep traveling and playing in different places against different well-known teams. Then also we have in February, late February, we have the Prep National Championships in North Carolina. So that should be really good, and I'm really looking forward to that. So
Is that a tournament over a period of time, or you know, a weekend or a week, or is it
yeah,
sort of?
I think it's over a weekend, 2 days, and then, you know, playing different teams and yeah.
Okay,
So,
sounds fantastic.
yeah.
Good luck with that. So what about the longer term future and the longer term goals and aspirations for you, Maisie? Obviously, you know, this is a prep school. There's obviously, you know, lots of exciting stuff going on for you, studying and playing, and lots of opportunity for you to develop your game and
Yeah.
learn more. What's the longer term plan for you now? I know it's early days in terms of your USA journey, but what's
Yeah.
your thoughts initially about where you're going to go and what you're going to do next?
So at the moment, yeah, I'm trying to see, you know, I'm constantly emailing, being in touch with coaches, trying to see if people are interested in me, and trying to, you know, get the exposure and promote myself so that I hopefully will get some offers to go and stay in America somewhere and go to university and play and study in university somewhere in America. So that's what my goal is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, you know, for young female players out there listening to this, you know, how important it is for you to promote yourself and do, like you've just said, you know, contacting schools and universities, colleges, etc., to put yourself out there. How important is that?
Oh, it's very important. It's like the most important thing is, you know, just putting yourself out there, making yourself known. You know, get highlight videos, you send them out, you know, you find college that you're interested in, you try and get in touch with the coach and see if there's mutual interests, and basically, yeah, just promote yourself, you know, sell yourself to coaches, and just try and keep pushing and keep doing that. So yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, that's great. It's lovely to hear you talk about with
Yeah.
enthusiasm your USA journey.
Yeah.
And we watch with interest as to what happens next. I think your games are streamed on YouTube, so if anybody's interested,
Yeah.
just it's Putnam School, Connecticut. So if you're interested in watching Maisie's games, have a look at that. Um, thanks, Maisie, for sharing all your story with us today.
Yeah. Thanks
It's
for
really
having me.
we wish you well for the rest of the season. We'll be watching with interest. we're all very proud of you in Basketball Wales for what you're doing. I'm sure your family are. We know your family very well, and
Yeah.
we know that they are very proud of you. And we forgot to mention your brother, who's also a basketball player as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he's very proud of you as well. So
Yeah.
keep doing what you're doing, Maisie. Keep enjoying it. Keep smiling, and best of luck to you.
Yeah. Thank you.